have with us now Rear Admiral Chuck Kubic, one of the 88 admirals and generals who support Donald Trump. Sir, I have to bring to your attention what Donald Trump said last night. He was talking about Vladimir Putin. He was very much in praise of Putin as a leader within his own system. He went on to say that you get rid of terrorism by taking the oil. What do you make of all of this? Because he's coming under some criticism this morning, and that criticism came from Hillary Clinton moments ago.
Good morning, Stuart. I think it's a comment that requires just a little bit of a deeper thought.
Sure.
I was actually in Iraq first as a military commander and then as a construction contractor at the time that the whole issue of what was going to happen to the oil came up. This would have been back in 2005. And one of the things that happened was we were not pushing to give preference even to our own U.S. oil companies to develop the oil, to provide the services, and we started to see foreign companies move in. So as a minimum, having sacrificed to liberate Iraq, we should have taken a policy that gave ourselves preference. Later on, the point he's making is that you cannot just defeat ISIS with limited kinetic action. You have to go after them financially, ideologically, and with information warfare. And the way you would hit them hard financially would have been to have deprived them of the oil. Whether you take it for our use or whether you allow, say, the Kurds to control the Kirkuk oil fields, it deprives it of from ISIS, and you also have to go into Turkey and the people who are buying the oil and shut that down. That was what he was talking about, was to shut off the money in addition to attacking them.
Hillary Clinton, in her press conference moments ago, she was asked about her commitment where she said, no ground troops in Iraq, not now, not ever. We're not going to go back to that. She was asked about that, what she said, and then she said, well, she supports special forces, she supports air power used to support our allies on the ground. What do you make of her response to the question about ground troops in Iraq?
Well, last night, Hillary Clinton had an opportunity to stand up and demonstrate stature as the commander-in-chief, and she choked. And so she had to come back today and try to make up for it. But she once again showed that she will be a failed commander-in-chief, just as she was a failed Secretary of State, by taking options off the table right away. She's going to convene a panel tomorrow to talk about her national security strategy, implying she doesn't have one. And yet she's basically saying to the enemy, we're not going to do this, so don't worry about that if I'm president. You never want to take options off the table as the commander-in-chief. You want to allow your military commanders the ability to come to you and propose the best fully integrated strategy to defeat an enemy, both kinetically and with nonviolent means.
Okay, hold on for a second, Admiral. We're looking at what Hillary Clinton just said in her press conference. It appeared to be largely defensive, didn't go into her own policies very much, some but not very much. Most of it was a really strong attack on Donald Trump. Now, Liz McDonald was watching. You see one vulnerability in Trump.